everyone, thank you for watching. In today's video, I am going to be sharing what is in my makeup drawer of shame. And let me explain what that means. I don't know if anybody else is like me, but I have a drawer. I have some acrylic drawers that sit next to my desk, and I have certain makeup items in them. At the back of that drawer, I put in items that I know I don't want anymore. They didn't work for me, but for some reason I can't get myself to throw them away. I have this, I'm a hoarder, let me say that. I am a hoarder and I can admit that, but I have this weird thing where I have certain products that I'm like, I might need that. I mean, I might need to show that in a video. I should probably just hang on to this. And I'm like, Samantha, you need to admit that you have a problem. I need to force myself to do some decluttering for today's video. It's kind of like reorganizing and rearranging my office over the weekend, and I happened to open up that drawer, and I just seeing some of the items that were back there just like triggered something in me, and I was like, I need to get rid of these. So I started to pull them out, and then I was like, I could share this in a video. I could share with you what is in my makeup drawer of shame. I would love to know if anybody else has a makeup drawer of shame. What is in it? What are some items that you just can't force yourself to get rid of? I'm gonna show you some of the items in there that I pulled out and make myself get rid of some of these because this is ridiculous. So if you want to see what is in my makeup drawer of shame, why don't we go ahead and get started. Okay, so in here, this makes zero sense to me why I felt the need to hold on to these, because it's a pair of lashes, like lashes, and they are past their prime. I wore them so much, and it's not like you can just like pop on lashes and make it work. I don't know why I kept these. What is my problem? But these are from Flutter lashes. They were in collaboration with Makeup Shayla. I think I got them in like a BeautyCon box. I really enjoyed these lashes. Like I said, I wore them like crazy. I thought they were really cool and like unique looking lashes for me. They weren't my regular style. Well, why do I still have these? I don't need these. When lashes are past their prime, they're past their prime. You can't use them anymore. So those need to be thrown away. I'm like embarrassed. Like this video is going to be kind of embarrassing. Also in here, I have the Pur Transformation Palette. So this is a little palette like this, and you have like a variety of different options in here. You have some eyeshadows in here, a blush, and a bronzer. It has a nice mirror. I've used this a couple of different times, and it wasn't anything that necessarily like blew me away. I didn't love it. I think I probably was keeping this around because of like YouTuber reasons, to be able to like put it in a video if I was talking about like best and worst of Pur or something like that. I really don't even know, but it's just taking up room. I mean, it's a smaller palette, but it's still taking up room in my drawer, and it's just not necessary for me to keep because I don't reach for this palette a ton. So like, Samantha, get rid of it. You can pass it on to someone else. You can show the love somewhere else. You don't have to keep these. You're so weird. Next up, I have a, what is this? A bronzer blush type thing. This is from Hikari. It's called the Radiate Shimmer Bronzer. So it has a couple different shades in here. They are all shimmery in here, and it just is something that I don't reach for. I think this came in like an Ipsy bag. Never really gravitated towards it at all. Why I kept this is completely beyond me. Like beyond me. No idea why I kept this around. This needs to be decluttered. I can pass it on to someone else. I have... why did I decide to do this video? So when I was going through the drawer, I saw this little guy from Becca, and I was like, why do you still have this? This is an opal highlight. It's like one of the mini highlights. I think I got it as like a free gift with purchase type of thing from purchasing something from Becca or something like that, probably from the Ulta website, but it is completely shattered. Like I can't open it because it's completely shattered. I hate repressing makeup. It doesn't work for me. I don't have the patience for it. I think it looks bad every time I do it. Repressing makeup is not for me. And I don't think, I might even have opal in a Becca palette. So why? Why do I still have this mini? I don't know. I have no idea, but this one needs to go as well because it's just embarrassing. I know I'm never gonna repress it. I don't open it, I won't use it, and I'm fairly sure I have a full size in a palette, so like, get it together. So next up, I found two makeup sponges in my makeup drawer of shame. This first one here is from e.l.f. and I don't know if you would be able to see, it has like these flecks of glitter all throughout it. It's like kind of a newer-ish release from e.l.f., but you're supposed to be able to apply like foundation with it, but it's also called the highlighting sponge, I think it was called. And you're supposed to like apply like cream highlight and stuff with it. And I never really understood if like the glitter is supposed to like come off on your skin as well. I just never really understood this sponge and never loved it. And so I put it in the drawer like maybe I'll need it someday. I don't need it. And then also I have another one here from Pur. And this was a horrible sponge. I think I got this in like a subscription bag as well or something. It's like super, super hard. And when you pounce it on your face, it's like you're punching yourself. This was no good. Again, why I decided to keep it, I don't know. Because I have plenty of other makeup sponges that I prefer to reach for. I can't remember the last time I reached for that Pur one. So it's embarrassing. We can just go ahead and toss those. I have a glitter here from Wet n Wild. This is called the Color Icon Brass Glitter Single. That's what it's called. This was like 99 cents and I'm fairly sure it was even cheaper, like 69 cents or something when I bought it at Target. But a bunch of people were talking about these Wet n Wild glitters like last summer or something like that. So I went out and searched for them and I found two. I found a gold and a silver. And I think I put the gold in my makeup drawer of shame because I didn't like the gold. Like the silver looked good, but the gold was like super, super oily. Like even when I put my finger in it, it was like an oil slick with some glitter to it. And when I tried to apply it to my eyes, like it looked weird. I think I mentioned this in a video where I was talking about like products that didn't work or, you know, something like that. But like I know that I talked about this in the video and said that it didn't work for me. And I talked about the discrepancies between the gold and the silver and how I wasn't happy with that, but like it was super cheap, so cool. But then I've never reached for it again. So just gonna go ahead and say goodbye to that Wet n Wild glitter because there's no reason I'm holding on to it. And then I found in there also, this is from Maybelline. It's the Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. So this is for your brows. When I was first starting to get into brows and doing my brows, I was mostly reaching for items like this, like the Benefit Gimme Brow, where it's not necessarily a brow pencil, brow pomade, anything like that. It's just like a fiber mascara type for your brows and it just makes them a little bit fuller and things like that. But this one, it was okay. The wand looks really crazy. This is what it looks like. So it's different than the Gimme Brow, which actually looks like a mascara wand. This one is like, it's like 1/2 of a mascara wand. It was kind of easy to like fluff up your brows too, and it has a little bit of color to it, but it was not the easiest to use at the same time. And now I'm much more comfortable using a brow pencil. So I don't know, I decided to put this in my makeup drawer of shame just in case I like needed to pull it out at some point or maybe do a comparison. I really don't know, but I have not, I didn't even remember this was a part of my collection at one point until I pulled it out and I was like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. But we're doing a forced declutter. We're doing a forced declutter today. Come on, girl. Okay, so also in here I have from e.l.f. This is called Teal Tease and it's like a cream eyeshadow. This is what it looks like and you can see that I've used it. I used to use it as like an eyeliner, kind of like a blue gel liner, but I don't really reach for anything like that anymore, and I don't do a lot of like really colorful eyeliners on top. I prefer more on the bottom. So I used this a couple times. I think I reviewed it. I think I put it in like a tutorial on Instagram, and then I was like, yeah, I'm probably never going to use that anymore, but just in case I want to, I'm just going to set it in this back drawer, and I'm going to wait for that right moment to pull it out. It's probably been a year since I've used this, so go ahead and move on. And then I have a foundation in here. Again, this is from Pur. It's the Bare It All. It's the 12-hour 4-in-1 Skin Perfecting Foundation. I really did not like this foundation, and I think, again, I've mentioned this. I know I mentioned this in one of my videos, maybe like PR products that I wouldn't repurchase or something like that, or PR products I wouldn't buy with my own money. This foundation just really did not work out for me. It's very thick on the skin. It's very thick when it comes out. It's hard to just get out of the squeeze tube in general. It's just not a foundation that I enjoy, but again, I keep it around, and I think it's that YouTuber thing that I'm keeping around for like future videos, but I know I've put them in videos like that, so that means I can move on. I can move on to the next thing. I don't need to keep products for 3 years just to mention in a video that I didn't like it. So I'm gonna move on from the Pur Bare It All foundation that didn't work for me. This next item is so embarrassing. When I pulled it out, I was like, yeah, no, that's not going in the video. Like, I'm not gonna say that I did that. And then I was like, you know what, girl, you're already making this video. Like, go all in. This is from Almay. This is the Smart Shade Smart Balance Skin Balancing Makeup. If you can see, it still has the plastic on it. It has never been opened. The cap is covered with the plastic. I probably have had this in my makeup collection. I mean, I'm going to say 5 years, and it's probably been more than that. This Almay Smart Shade Smart Balance was one of the first, like, when I was like trying to get into foundation, but I wasn't really sure what I was doing, I was buying this. I started buying this when I worked, I can remember the specific clinic that I worked in at the hospital, and I have not worked for the VA for 5 years. So I'm already telling myself that this is older than 5 years. It's brand new, it's never been opened, it's never been used, and it just, I mean, that means, did I move houses with this? Oh my gosh, I probably did. Oh my gosh, I probably had this in when we lived in our condo and then we bought a house. This brand new, never been opened foundation probably came with me. Oh, that is embarrassing. What is wrong with me? I don't know why. I haven't used the Almay Smart Shade Smart Balance makeup in years. But this, I used to wear this so much that a lot of times if they were having like a buy one get one half off, I would purchase like 2 at a time or whatever, because this was really like the only thing that I was wearing. It was really crazy is that when you squeeze it out on your fingers, it's actually white. And I remember the first time using it, I was so excited, and I used to like do my makeup at the VA when I would get there in the morning because I'd get there so early. And I remember the first time putting it on my fingers, and I turned to one of the nurses. I was like, why is this white? Like, how did I like mix up my shades so bad? And like somehow she knew exactly what it was. She's like, no, when you put it on your skin, it'll match to your skin. I was like, oh my gosh, makeup is so cool. Oh my gosh, I've had this for so many years. That's really embarrassing. I also have in here from Ardell. This is the Stroke a Brow Feathering Pen for your brows. I'm pretty sure I used this in a first impression video and I did not like it at all. This is what it looks like, and this is not a brow product that I am good at. It's like a very flimsy applicator, so to like get a precise brow going on is just not cool. I've mentioned it in a video, I've mentioned it in a follow-up video that I don't like it. I can move on from it, we know. I also have, oh, this is pretty embarrassing. This is from L'Oreal. These are 2 of their, what are they called? They're called the Infallible eyeshadows. I have Liquid Diamond and also Iced Latte. I bought these, I think before I started a channel, because I would always see Carly Bible using these. She used these so often in tutorials, and a lot of other people, like I was seeing them in other YouTube videos, people raving about these Infallible shadows. So I remember going to like my Walgreens or whatever and being like, I need to have these, I need to have these. Everybody's using them in videos. And I mean, honestly, I'm sure I got my money's worth out of these because I use them so much. A lot of times I would use these 2 as a combination together, but it's probably, like I've probably had these in my collection for 3 or 4 years or something like that, and I just very rarely reach for singles anymore. So as my eyeshadow collection was getting bigger and as I was getting more palettes, these were kind of constantly just being pushed to the side until they eventually ended up in the makeup drawer of shame. So, you know, I don't know if these would be good to pass on to like a friend, or, I mean, they're pretty old. I don't know when these would expire, but I've had them for a very long time. So that was kind of funny to see, and kind of like a blast from the past type of thing. I also have, this is super random, but it was in my makeup drawer of shame. I have like a little basket back there as well, and that's what I was like putting items in. This is from Ella Rose Minerals. It's the Bright Eyes Under Eye Brightener. It's like a powder brightener that you were supposed to like mix in with the concealer to make your eyes look brighter. I didn't really notice anything with it. I'm pretty sure this got sent to me in a PR package, but I didn't really notice anything with it, and it's just messy, and I have other under eye brighteners that work better, but for some reason I kept holding on to it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say goodbye to that because there's no reason to keep holding on to it, and I didn't really love it. And lastly, this is a bit embarrassing, but I had so many Colourpop Super Shock shadows shoved into that little basket in the back of my drawer that I was like, girl, why you do this to yourself? I've talked about the Colourpop Super Shock eyeshadows. I don't love them. I really love their pressed eyeshadows, but the Super Shock, I just really could never get into, and I felt like I was buying them because everybody loved them so much. Everybody was doing like huge collection videos of their Colourpop single Super Shock shadows that I was like, yes, I need them too. And so I was buying them, and I'm like, I don't love them. Why am I doing this to myself? And so I finally stopped, but I still have so many that were shoved into that drawer because I just don't reach for them anymore. So I need to, this needs to stop. This is a sickness. Okay, let's go through these. This one was plaid. Oh, you always had to close them so tight because otherwise they would dry out. Plaid was a pretty cool color. It was a really deep green. I use this one quite a bit. I've hit pan on it, but it's pretty cool. I have two Colourpop Super Shock shadows in my 18 and 2018 project pan. This one I have hit pan on, but again, I've had these for years. Don't really reach for them anymore. There's no reason I need to keep these around. Millionaire was one of my favorites. Ah, that is a really cool color. Why do I not want to get rid of this one? Why? I haven't touched it in so long. You can get rid of it, Samantha. What is wrong with me? That was Millionaire. That was a pretty cool color. I liked that one. I also had Puppy Love. This is another one that I hit pan on. These are like $5. So again, I feel like I've got my money's worth on pretty much everything. Puppy Love I used as an eyeshadow. I used it on the inner corner. I used it as a highlight. I really did enjoy Puppy Love, to be honest. And then I have So Quiche. I think this was like a Jaclyn Hill recommendation. You can see it's kind of similar to Millionaire. It was pretty cool. I can see that there's a pretty big dent in it. No pan yet, but again, I don't touch these. I don't touch my Colourpop single shadows. I even have two in my project pan, and I still, from the time that I started my project pan in January, from when I did my update video last week, I had used them one time. And it's on my list to hit pan on them. That's ridiculous. This is Essential Perk. This was a, like, Kathleen Lights made me buy it. It was a really cool matte, like deep purple burgundy shade. But again, with so many of these colors, I can dupe them in my palettes. You know, maybe I have them in the Colourpop pressed shadow version, but like I know I have Essential Perk. Oh man, this next one is Mixed Tape. I actually use Mixed Tape a ton. I would just put this all over my lid and call it a day. I've hit pan on this one as well, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, it was a really like funky kind of like grayish purple shadow with a bit of a sheen to it. I did wear that one quite a bit. And then this next one here is Hydroplane. This was a really cool shadow. It was blue. It had some flecks of like silver in it. This was a collaboration with Amanda Steele. I did like this one. It gave me some cool mermaid vibes, but again, like I have this color in palettes, and so I just very rarely reach for the single. But when I was going through that drawer, I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised to see these Colourpop shadows, because I felt like I had to keep them around, you know, as part of like the YouTuber type of thing. But then I was worried like maybe someone would want to see a tutorial using like Colourpop Super Shock shadows. I don't know what my problem is, but I feel like I got my money's worth. These are $5. I felt like, you know, I've hit pan on several of them, but I know I haven't opened any of these in a very, very long time. So I know that I can get rid of them. I know I can clear up space in that makeup drawer of shame to just make way for new items that for some reason I'm not going to be able to depart with. But after those Colourpop shadows, that is everything that was in my makeup drawer of shame, and I'm gonna go cry now. Okay, so that's gonna be everything for today's video. It was a video that I wasn't planning on doing until this weekend when I was kind of moving things around, and I stumbled upon that drawer and got really embarrassed. I'm not sure, maybe other people have done videos like this. If you have, or if you've known someone who's had, you can totally leave it down below. It just kind of popped into my mind when I opened that drawer and realized like how embarrassing it was, and that I really needed to do a little something about that. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have a makeup drawer of shame, what's in there, what is something that you're like, you know what, I haven't used this in a really long time. It's time to say goodbye. I would love to know. But yep, I'm going to go hide in shame now. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this video. If you did, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video.